So hey, Ivan,
How's it going, man?
we're here on the floor at Superbooth with Endorphins,
Exactly, yeah.
and we're going to have another look at the Ghost and Golden Master
Yeah,
pedals, right?
we've had quite a few firmware updates. So over here, the first one is the Ghost pedal, which is inspired by our collaboration with Andrew Huang on the Ghost module, but it is quite a bit expanded in the sense that you now have 6 different routing options, you have 3 different reverbs, you have 3 different filters, you have onboard modulation with various shapes, including smooth random and envelope follower, so you can assign it to, let's say, a filter cutoff, and you can do wah-wah effects on the guitar. Apart from that, we also have MIDI connectivity for everything over here. So you can control all of the knobs with MIDI CC values, all of the buttons with MIDI node values, and the 9 different presets with program change. Um, so let's hear how it sounds. I'll turn up the distortion a bit. We can add the delay effects. The cool thing about this pedal is that you can change the routing options, and the modulation, you can use it to achieve different effects. So for example, we have a normal delay now, but we can turn it into chorus by assigning a sine wave modulation to the time control. And the assignment is super simple. All you have to do is press the mod assign button, tweak the knob, and you will see the LED showing you the modulation, either positive or negative. So we can just add a tiny bit, and let's hear how it sounds. Maybe that was a little bit too much. You can go almost audio rate. So you can produce really like a high variety of different tones. It almost can sound like as a tremolo. Let's check out the reverb. We have 3 different types now, including the spring one. So the first one is just a whole reverb. That can go into shimmer after the 50% on the dry wet. We also have a cabinet simulator, which is a simulator of a guitar amp, which basically allows you to limit the low end and the high end of the signal, which will sound slightly better for guitars, but for synthesizers, maybe not so useful. So let's turn it up. Let's remove the reverb, turn up the distortion. Without it, you'll hear more high end. Next, let's try to assign, for example, a sine wave to the filter. So all you have to do again is just press mod assign, move the filter cutoff slightly, and adjust the rate of the LFO. We can also add some resonance to the filter by pressing the shift function. This is quite nice in combination with reverb or delay. To switch the reverb, all you have to do is just press this button. Let's go to the spring one. Sounds like a synthesizer now.
Yeah, we're really getting away from kind of guitar tones now, right?
Yeah, yeah. We can also use the time or the delay in carpool strong mode by making it super short and boosting the feedback. You can almost make these comp filter style effects.
I guess one thing to note is that we're just listening fully wet, right?
Yeah, yeah. So you can also adjust the wet signal by moving the mix position. Now it's at the maximum, so it's a full wet effect. You can turn it down to hear the original guitar signal.
Cool, so that's sounding great. And we've also got the Golden Master, right?
Yeah, we generally use it to compress our signal or adjust the EQ value so you can record the signal straight into your Ableton or any other DAW without having to process much. So all you have to do is you can enable the compression by pressing these three buttons. First mode is called EQ, so we can adjust the equalization setting. Let's hear how it sounds. So I can cut the low end. Boost it. Same with the mid band and the high band. We can make it a bit more dark sounding. You can also mute the bands, so we can mute them completely and you will not hear anything. Only the high band, the middle one, and then the low. We can also keep just the low. So it's very performance oriented in a way, and you can also save 3 different presets, so you can recall them very quickly on the fly on stage. The next mode is called compressor, and it is the multiband compressor for each of the bands. It's a one-knob compressor. You can go from very light compression on the counterclockwise position. And the mid-side mode is a stereo widening tool for each of the bands as well. Particularly, I like to use it on the mid and high band when you have some reverb on the Ghost. So let's hear how this sounds. And additionally, you have now, compared to the original Golden Master module, we have a global threshold for each of the bands, so you can really push the compressor even more. Let's go with this value. We can remove some of the effects. Or we can reduce the threshold. And now we also have a full-size VU meter. You can press once and you will see the input going in. You can adjust the input gain if you need to. Or you can press it once and you will see the output. And on the back, as always, we have full stereo in and out and the expression CV input, but this one only controls the volume. So if this is your end of chain pedal, you can simply assign a modulation pedal to control the master volume of your signal. And I think that's pretty much it. We now, again, also have presets over here. You can have 9 different presets. You can store and recall them, and we'll prepare different character versions when the product is released. You can sync the LFO rate with the MIDI clock, which is super useful if you're running different loopers or just want to have like a pattern feeling in your sound. Same applies for the time of the delay. You can clock sync it. And additionally, you can use the tap tempo to output a MIDI clock on the output to sync your other loopers, delays, or
Right, okay, that's a
pedals.
great feature, yeah. Brilliant. Well, Ivan,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Nice to see you.
The only question
Yeah.
left to ask
Yeah.
is, when will they be available?
We aim for September, October, more or less. The units will have to do some slight changes on the interface, but very minimal, and they will go into production in summer. The price for the Ghost pedal is around 500 euros. The price for the Golden Master around 300 euros. And yeah, that's all for.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
Ivan,
very much.
thank you very much.
Yeah,
Cheers.
nice to see you.